welcome Chairman of the Hyderabad branch, CA Machar Rao Minavali sir.
Thank you, Deepak.
Speaker for the first day, our renowned CA Prasanna Krishnan sir from Chennai. Welcome, sir. And all the members who have already joined. May I now request our Chairman, CA Machar Rao Minavali, to give the program overview.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak. Respected professional colleagues and Speaker of the Day, very good evening and warm welcome to 5 days virtual meeting on GST. Again, thank you so much, Prasanna sir, for accepting our invitation and joining today with sharing your expertise and experience on a GST law. Friends, we all know GST is a dynamic law which is been subject to various amendments, notifications, Twitter, Facebook, etc., etc. It is a practical exposure which gives us new outlook on this subject. And land speaker and land resource persons will be sharing their practical exposure in this webinar. We are chartered accountants are tasked with the responsibility of ensuring the correct tax liability and the correct classification of goods and services, and also to ensure that provisions of an ITC, valuations, etc. in the law. I am confident that sessions like this will help us in building the knowledge base of the members, which will also enable us the members flourishing in practice of a GST. As a professionals, we should also see as the interpreter of laws rather than simply a compliance part or a filing a returns or a procedural angle. We should also be able to interpret the laws in such a manner that should be able to guide an SSC, not only SSC, or stakeholders, or even government. Our land speaker today, it's very glad and a pleasure to see the profile of our today's speaker. Sir has given wonderful thoughts for the government, wonderful insight about the GST law for the government. And even Deepak, I love to share that Prasanna sir inputs has been acknowledged by the Prime Minister's office. Prasanna sir, hats up to you. And this is the way of professional thinking about a law. There are times at which advanced ruling also may be issued and which may still leave a lot of scope for doubts and clarifications. It is only through a correct interpretation of the law and the provisions that enable us to overcome such doubts. Dear delegates, society, regulators, and not only society and regulators, particularly business fraternity, have enormous expectations on our professionals. And therefore, it's our duty to upscale our knowledge, upgrade ourselves, even though it's a daily serial of an amendments. Like yesterday only, we are in Hyderabad branch discussing. Previously, when we were doing a CA, we need to wait. We are waiting for a budget day for having a lot of changes. Every day, we are morning itself. Once we wake up, we are seeing a WhatsApp, Twitter, and Facebook for a lot of amendments and clarification from various laws. Still, there is. It is our duty to upscale our skills so that we can deliver our services with the highest quality and diligently. Friends, Hyderabad branch of SIRCF and ICAI is always been conducting a regular programs as a part of our professional enrichment. We are proud to say that all our programs have delegate participation across the country. We have conducted sessions on various domains like IBC, GST, income tax, companies law, and valuation, etc. As a part of feedback received from the members, it is decided to conduct a program on GST covering various practical nuances of the GST. And particularly, I thank Deepak, Vice Chairman of Hyderabad branch, for giving wonderful inputs about this 5 days webinar. Thank you, Deepak. And members, I'm also confident that this session will also develop the practical insights into the GST laws and regulations, which will help in long view. I would also request the participants to pose their queries and make the sessions interactive. And I wish you all happy learning. Once again, I thank all the delegates for active participation and more particularly the land speaker accepting our invitation and joined here to share his knowledge. Thank you, Prasanna sir, and over to Deepak.
Thank you, Chairman sir, for your words of wisdom. Before giving the session and the screen to sir, it is my duty to introduce our profound speaker for the day, CA Prasanna Krishnan sir. CA Prasanna Krishnan sir, is a chartered accountant based out of Chennai, practicing in the areas of indirect taxes, especially focusing on goods and service tax and customs. He is a successful indirect tax consul appearing before Honorable Customs and Excise Service Tax Tribunals the Director General of Foreign Trade, VAT Appellate Tribunal in various states and custom appellate authorities, and also before GST authorities, including GST Appellate Forums, AAR, and National Anti-Profiteering Authority. Sir is sharing his regularly knowledge and spreading it towards various government and institute. Sir is a regular speaker on before the Regional Training Institute of Corporate Control and Auditor General (CNAG), National Academics of Customs and Excise and Narcotics, that is NACEN, Commercial Taxes State Training Institute for Tamil Nadu, and Zonal Training Centers of Reserve Bank of India. Sir has given, as informed by our chairman, sir has given numerous representation before the various authorities, some of which are worth mentioning. Sir representation on an invitation from TRU in 2009 by the Ministry of Finance. He represented All India Tourist Bus Owners Association in 2 rounds of submission before the CBEC, Ministry of Finance, and obtained successfully the exemption setting right the disparity in taxation for point-to-point bus services. The central government has given the circular by giving the representation a big relief to the bus operators. Sir, suggestions relating to customized compounding levy scheme has been acknowledgement by Honorable Prime Minister's Office on 24th of July 2015 for favorable consideration while implementing in stages the goods and service tax in India and Section 10 of CGST Act 2017, and the sir's representation was repeatedly in verbalization. In 2018 also, sir representation has been accepted by Ministry of Finance, the CBIC, on giving relief to colleges, mess, food and food joints. So, similarly, in Finance Act 2019, major part of his suggestions was also given importance and were given relief in 2019 Finance Act on unintentional denial of exemption from GST registration for goods vendors. A notification 10/2019 was issued to give the relief and setting out the disparity. Into April 2020 also, his view and idea was he has written to Ministry of Finance to enable OTP based GSTR filing and giving relief to about 1.1 million corporate taxpayers during nationwide knockdown, and because the digital signature was not possible to affix as we were working, many of the country was working from work from home, and his recommendations were accepted and implementation and circular number notification number 48/2020 was released. We are really proud of you, and stalwarts like you really make us proud and add to the glory of our profession. Sir is also has written various contribution to the publications and also to the academic work of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in respect of representations to the central government, technical guides, preparations to the pre and post budget memorandums. His views during official training used by CNAG South Chennai region South Zone caused productive observation on tax on educational institution to the tune of 19.2 crores, adding to the revenue of the central government. Sir has contributed to the various training sessions of public sector units, public financial institutions, trade association, chamber of commerce, and private banks. His articles have been, he's a regular columnar to the various business newspapers like Business Line, Excise Law Times, Industrial Economist, Service Tax Review, and Economic Times. Sir has given a various series of interviews and has participated in tax and law related discussion on various television programs. Sir is also the founder of various few non-profit organization and society focusing on indirect taxes or related academic activities as well as social services. With this brief introduction, I present CA Prasanna Krishnan before the august audience. Over to you, sir.
Learned brothers and sisters, good evening. GST on real estate industry, quite interesting subject. Even if I deliver lecture, it will be interesting. To that extent, it is interesting, right? With all best efforts also, even if I am there as a lecturer, the interest will not vanish. Such an interesting subject actually. And unfortunately, unlike other chapters of this particular law, this particular chapter or the version has got a little wrong version reached the public widely. What has been written in the books of fine text of law is perfectly fine. The biggest problem is what is reaching the taxpayer and the large public is always this Facebook version, WhatsApp version, Instagram version. This is the only set of these are the only set of items which are reaching the larger public. Sometimes, not in all cases, sometimes even the learned professionals are compelled to take up a view as it is a popular opinion. The interesting point is, I'm not sure whether the members can recall, there was an ad sometime back. Kumar told, one character will tell, and another character will say Kumar told. The third character will say Kumar told. Till the end of the advertisement, about 7 to 10 people will be coming in, and all will be referring to one Mr. Kumar. Who is that Kumar? Nobody will know. So this is the problem actually. This industry is more or less running in always in the gossips or in hearsay. I don't know this particular industry. I don't have any specific, what I can say, negative opinion about this actually. Unfortunately, they always take up a stand on the basis of some peers pressure, on the basis of practice somebody is doing, on the basis of some local cartel decisions, on the basis of some local area decision taken by small associations. We don't know. Sometimes we are also a little bored actually. From 2009, we are seeing right from circular number 108. Now, as professionals who are having more responsibilities in these matters, we will try to see that we are having a serious discussion on this. Of course, without any monotonous theoretical discussion actually, because the very purpose of this, as the organizers contacted and told me, is to see the practical side of this. What is available there in the theory is always there, it's fine, okay. There are certain things beyond the theory, there are certain things beyond the books, which are quite interesting and quite logical. I am fully convinced. I am very confident that within very short time of 1.5 hours plus, I will be able to convince you also that this law is excellent. It has got reply for all of these things. There are certain things which we may not be happy. There are certain things, yes, of course they are. But for the sake of understanding seriously, if you try, you will be able to see the logic also, is my assumption actually, or presumption. Let us get into the subject. This gentleman is Doubt Dharmaraj actually. He has got a lot of doubts. And these are all not the doubts, because I know very well that all of you are having answers in your mind very clearly. You can just spend 5 to 20 seconds, 100 seconds, enough for this. About 5 slides I'm going to show you. Then quickly have a look. So land value is 70 lakh rupees in Lakadika pool and UDS value. And about 50 lakh rupees worth construction is done by the builder. And about 1.2 crore rupees is going to collect as a gross money, right? Now the builder is saying to the buyer that, sir, you are going to pay me 1.2 crore rupees. Fine, okay. But I will be compelled to treat only 40 lakh rupees as land value. Please remember, in Hyderabad sub-registrar's office, the state authority is clearly registering the registered deed for the purpose of registering the land for an amount of rupees 70 lakhs. But the builder is saying that only 40 lakh rupees can be considered as a land value, and the balance amount of 80 lakh rupees shall be treated to be the value for the purpose of construction, he says. Now the problem is for our Doubt Dharmaraj is how it can be. There is a registered document which is clearly telling under a particular law. To his knowledge, he says that under Registration Act 1908, under Transfer of Property Act 1897, it is only the state authority who has the power to tell exactly the value of land officially in any law, whatever it is. He is the right person with a particular law actually, from under a particular law. So he is concerned that if my sub-registrar says in Hyderabad that it is 70 lakh rupees, who is the another unknown person sitting there in North Block of Delhi and says that it is 40 lakhs and he is quoted by my builder, and my builder is misinformed or he is misinforming me, is the doubt number one. And this one is also, the promoter is promoting the building. During the process, first he has to go for a proper building permit. He goes to the corporation of, let me say, a municipality, a corporation of Hyderabad, or maybe a municipality of Kaikulu, something like that, whatever it is. After 27th July 2018. In specific, I'm mentioning the date. He is of the opinion, that is, this gentleman is of the opinion that it shall not attract any reverse charge liability undoubtedly because exemption notification is supporting him properly. It is his opinion, but still he's having a doubt whether I am liable to pay or not. Somebody says that certainly I'm not liable. Yes, I'm also believing so. But is there any confusion or not? Then you have the same gentleman's doubt continue. If your promoter developer in a joint development agreement is not able to get all or some of his flats booked properly before the date of completion, then what will be the scenario for him? On receipt of completion certificate, he will be selling that as a movable property only. Quite natural. As he's completed all these things and all in a book, it is not booked. Whether it is booked or not, he has to, maybe for the purpose of at least RERA, he has to complete the process. He is completing, fine. When he is completing those things and getting the completion certificate also, post-completion certificate, what he is going to sell? He is going to sell immovable property within the meaning of Registration Act or Transfer of Property Act, land and building, identified UDAs and the particular building. Now the concern for him is state stamp duty is going to be there. So I will not pay any GST because it's a sale of immovable property. If I am not paying any GST on this immovable property, somebody is still saying that no, as a developer in a GADA who was unable to get all his flats booked before the completion, you cannot be happily and freely believing that you do have no GST. You do have. Somebody says to him. And his face is going like this on hearing this. Then the land is sold by the landowner to the developer. This is the time. In a joint development agreement, what happens? I am a landowner, I am selling my land. Fine. What the developer is doing? Developer is taking into control the land using his men and material, entering the premises, developing the property, and he is getting the completed flats. The completed flats as agreed between the landowner and this developer is just exchanged. So one side, the landowner gave the land development to his hands and said that take the land. And the another side, after a while, during the time of completion, developer hands over the completed flats, namely the immovable property in his language, to the concerned landowner. Over, you gave land, he gives you the building. That's fine. Then if there is an exchange of immovable property between two people, there is a question of GST. No GST at all. But still somebody says that there is a GST. You cannot escape. Somebody says, our gentleman is having a doubt, is that GST or not? I do have a belief, but still I have a doubt. Now, the last doubt. In a case of a JDA, joint development agreement, the developer hands over the land owner the flats agreed upon. See, these are all the number of flats what I'm trying to do. Fine. Before that, see, the process is happening. The landowner gave the land, developer is building that one fine day, more or less near to the completion date, final date, he will be handing over the completed flat to the landowner subject to collection of GST. Fine. Now the question is, well before getting the flats in his hand, the landowner, his shares are there. No? He is saying that I will sell these flats because there are buyers for me. I need not wait till you give me the flats to me as a developing company. You develop, keep me on be developed. I do have buyers. My intention is to resell. Maybe he is retaining one or two flats that I don't know. But mostly he is trying to resell his share. So he is entering into agreement to sell to the third persons who are third party buyers, independent buyers. Is the landowner who sells the immovable property, he claims that it is an immovable property, liable to pay GST on the above mentioned deal or not? Somebody says that yes, he is liable. Still somebody says that no, he is not liable. Now our gentleman is thoroughly confused. Unlike you, he is not clear. You are very clear. But this gentleman is not clear. He is having his own doubts. Now, you will be having fair idea, I believe. It's my presumption. Just reserve your answers. The same questions at the end of the session going to be repeated, and excellent lettered professional is going to settle this properly. That gentleman or woman is no one else than you. You are going to settle this, settle the dust properly. Let's see. It shall happen certainly after an hour, about 40 minutes plus. Now let's get into the basics. Why should we go into the basics of certain subjects? This being evening, I think you would all come back after some long tax audit sessions, companies audit sessions and all, and I need to see that you are comfortable. The subject is also slightly challenging one. Interesting, no doubt about it, but challenging. Why should we know about the basics? The biggest problem in any kind of hyper technical level seminar or webinar is, if basics are not discussed upon, then the very purpose is defeated. Just for example, I just say, generally I used to share this without taking much of your time. During British time, in southern part of India, somebody got employed by a white station master, maybe in the very lower level in the hierarchy of the railway, as a person who is the track inspector. A small work, the hammer he has to do. Taking a single day leave. Please remember, single day, no leave. 40 years plus, perfect service. Somewhere in the late 80s, naturally, somewhere in early 40s, if he's starting, maybe maximum, maybe early 80s, he is retired. There is a very good retirement function, and all are greeting them. Division engineer himself has come there. A lot of respect is given to him. All are happening there. Then by the end of the session, everybody praised him, including the divisional engineer. He's a small man. He's after all a very simple man actually in the hierarchy, but the no leave 40 years service is a big one, no doubt. And then end of the meeting, in the podium, to the divisional engineer, this gentleman is asking, "Sir, I have a doubt. Can I ask?" See, generally in this kind of situation, what will be the requirement of a person of this kind to a very senior level person? My pension papers are getting delayed, please. This is how it will be. Anticipating such a kind of request, only casually the divisional engineer said that, "Fine, what do you want, you just tell." The gentleman told that, "Sir, 40 years back I joined. Yeah, not even one day leave I took." That I know, yes, yes. What is your requirement? That you tell me. He simply said, "Sir, I want to just get a doubt clarified. With this hammer, mostly the same hammer, with subject to some minor modifications. For 1.5 kilometers upward and downward, 3 times in a day, I have walked, just checking the track by just giving a bang on the track, left side and right side, in a very reasonable interval of 1.5 meters or 1 meter regularly, left side to right side, 1.5 upward, 1.5 downward kilometers." Yeah, I know really. You had been very sincere, 0 accidents in the track, whatever. Now, this was the one thing what was taught by that English station master, sir. Yeah, that English station master taught you, you religiously followed. Yes, sir, I religiously followed. I want to just know one thing, sir. Why did he ask me to do this, sir? When is he asking? On the last day of his service, after 40 years plus, after doing very religiously something what has been taught to him. Today he is asking that why he was asked to do something which he had been doing very religiously for 40 years plus. If basics and reasons are not explained in the initial stage itself of any discussion, it doesn't mean that your knowledge is poor or somebody has to teach you the basics. That doesn't mean. Really what it is requiring is a preparation of the mind is perfect in any very detailed and high level discussion, only when the basics are quickly just done. I will take less than 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds, guaranteed. Less than 90 seconds. We'll just quickly see the basics and then it will be interesting. Don't worry. So many times I have already given assurance. It will not be boring, right? Work contract with effect from July 2017. Is there any change? Is there any change? See, change is there. The work contract, what is the concept? All would have kept in their mind is the material and labor is in a combination supplied to the recipient. That is what called as work contract. No. From July 2017, section 2, subsection 119 got introduced in such a way that This is purely the one relating to immovable property. You cannot do work contract under the GST law. Repeat, you cannot do work contract under GST law to any movable property. If you say it's work contract, then work contract can only be for any immovable property. Maybe you will be doing anything to that one. You will be constructing completely, fabricating, you will be erecting, you will be completing, you will be installing, you will be fitting out, improving, modifying, repairing, maintaining, renovating, altering, commissioning, anything you may do. It's all relating to immovable property. If the subject matter is not immovable property, and if there is identifiable transfer of property in goods, somebody's goods, identifiable goods, becoming some other person, recipient's goods, it should happen. If not, if the subject matter is not immovable property, if the transfer of property in goods are not happening there, then it is not a work contract at all within this law. Maybe it's a sale of goods, maybe it may be sale of supply of service, maybe. So supply of goods or supply of services, but not work contract. Depending upon section 231, why it is giving the real theory of composite supply, principal supply. So let us just keep in our mind that work contract is referring only to the immovable property related works, especially from July 2017. There is a big shift. Now, we will just spend a little more 45 plus seconds on certain things. Residential complex is constructed, commercial complex is constructed. This is what generally is constructed. Then this you do have some other civil structures. What are all the structures you can say? Maybe dam, culverts, road, buildings, monuments, so many things we are doing it. So larger size buildings and any other purpose, even non-commercial purpose also you are trying to build it. So broader categories: residential, commercial, non-commercial. Maybe for easy understanding, I'm just telling. Let us just study quickly the residential complex related taxation. What is the rate? First we will be asking, our client will be always asking you, and that also you will be urgently asking. See, your clients are always asking two kinds of doubts to you. Just broadly two categories. One, urgent doubt. Two, very urgent doubt. That's it. Beyond that, they don't used to ask any questions at all. No normal question, no ordinary questions, no ordinary doubts. They don't have any kind of that questions at all. Immediately I need to know. As if after discussing this and finishing it, he is taking the catching the flight and going to Joe Biden and having the food with him. Urgently. A professional should apply his mind, seriously study and give advice. No. Immediately I want to. So that's how he's asking. So first thing what he will be asking, right? Immediately I need to know the rate. Immediately I need to know. This is what generally is happening there to the practitioner. 3.75% of CGST, so is the rate of SGST. It was 9% plus 9% till 31st March 2019, subject to certain exceptions. We'll discuss about it. Then it is now 3.75 plus 3.75. Place of supply, where you are building, there only place of supply. For a Hyderabad building, construction work, I may be having my own place of business or residence for the time being, maybe in Karnataka, say for example. I cannot say that place of supply relating to that one is from Karnataka to, will not happen there actually. Place of supply is happening there. Where you are, you have to decide. You do like to still be there in Karnataka or you should be. But place of supply is certainly settled in, clearly maybe in Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada. There only. Building is there, place of supply is also there because section 12.3 class A is telling so. Right? Fine. How to do the valuation? How to work out the tax? 3.75% I told, right? If 3.75%, if I am telling, the law is saying that one-third ad hoc exclusion will be done in respect of land value. Now you have a doubt. Sir, I don't understand at all. Even in that doubt was also there in the pictorial presentation. I have a land value. Then having a land value, you should accept that this is the land value. Why you are deciding some land value? I'm telling you land value, accept. And if you are not believing me, at least you believe your counterpart in state registration department. No. This is something like your standard deduction in case of section 16 of Income Tax Act. Or it may be something like your standard deduction relating to section 24 of house property. You don't use to question at all, right? If you say 25% is the standard deduction, you accept. 50,000 rupees is a standard deduction for salary, you accept. Is the same way here also. The explanation para 4 is reading, which is there in notification number 11/2017 CTR dated 28th June 2017, that 1/3 of the gross value in respect of a residential complex shall be deemed to be the value of land. Remove it. The balance shall be subject to tax. What is the balance? 100 rupees is the gross value. Maybe 80 rupees is construction value, 20 rupees is the land value. Example, I'm just saying. Now, 1/3 should be excluded, they say. That means that 66.67 rupees will be the construction value deemed in this case. On that, you apply 3.75 and 3.75. What will be the result? It shall be 2.5% on the 100, or 2.5% SGST, 2.5% SGST, CGST on the 100. Literally, what they try to mean is, after deducting 1/3, you apply 3.75 plus 3.75. If they say, they mean, for easy understanding, it is not in law, for easy understanding, I'm saying, on the gross value, straight away 2.5 plus 2.55%. That is why in business, people are settled with a number that on the gross value 5%. Never in fine text of law, you will be seeing the 2.50 under the chapter 9954 at all. 9954.11 will never read this 2.50 plus 2.5. You will not see. You cannot see. Arrived figure is this. Now, having discussed about this, there are certain items which are special. Let us not spend much time, but it is advisable to know so that your attention will be attracted when the relevant time comes, actually. Including the subcontractors, there is a special rate of 6% plus 6%. What is it? 6% plus 6% in giant cases. There are non-commercial buildings like historical monument constructed by somebody. Archaeological site is refurbished or even constructed also sometimes by a contractor. Government is allowing, Archaeological Department of India is allowing, right? Then canal, dam, irrigation works are allotted by Public Works Department, which is president is represented by the state or central officer. State officer in the case where the governor is represented by him. Central officer who is representing the, let me say, the president. Okay, he is a person who is strictly, that is a very good case law. Agarwal versus Union of India. There, who is representing Government of India? When you can believe that you are dealing with Government of India, there are certain points to discuss. We'll discuss. Now, this kind of matters are there are pipelines, long conduits, or water supply related matter, water treatment related plants, sewerage treatments, disposal treatments. These are all the things where you are doing construction. You can just say that it is only 6% plus 6% you can do. Now, I said that when you are doing the contract to the government, monuments are done. When you are doing contract to the government, dam is built. When you are doing to the contract to the government, road is built. Now you want to understand that what is government. Serious question. We cannot just say the government is government. What is the need for defining it? Now let me ask that Hyderabad Chemical Limited, 100% government held enterprises. For example, I'm just saying, just example. Would you like to say that it is government? Yes, no, both are coming out. No, I'm just asking that Hyderabad Chemicals Limited, one company is there, for example. All the board directors are IAS officers appointed by state government. Let me say, Telangana government appointed the officers. Nobody can come inside as directors. They are the directors. And appointed directors only sit in the meetings. And let me again further say that government is the only shareholder. Then what you will do? Even then, you cannot call it as government. It's a government-run enterprises. That's all maximum you can tell. It's a government-run enterprises. Maybe a company, government company. You can call it as government entity. So local authority. Who is that local authority? Who is covered by the Article 243W or 243G of Constitution of India shall be falling under this case. Maybe municipality or maybe a corporation respective. They will be falling under that. So there is a list, 11th schedule and 10th schedule are given there, and there 28 and 15 type of works given to them. If they do that work, they are local authorities. Otherwise, they are not local authorities. If I'm saying that Hyderabad Urban Development Authority is there, HUDA, some development authority, right? If Hyderabad Urban Development Authority is doing the work, what is to be done by the Hyderabad Corporation of Hyderabad? Are they equal or not? Hyderabad Urban Development Authority regularizing the building construction process, permitting, planning permit, all these things. Now the question is, if they do that work, or both, one, the Hyderabad Urban Development Authority, two, the Hyderabad Corporation, are same. Can you say? You cannot. You can say Corporation of Hyderabad as somebody who is a local authority. If you would like to treat, or if you would like to see that some classification is done for the HUDA, Hyderabad Urban Development Authority, for example, I'm saying, if you want to do it, see the constitution and try to see that 90% of the management is controlled by the government or not, or government related routes or not, then you treat them as governmental authority. But one request is, when you're writing the governmental authority, write the word governmental fully. If the space is not available, write in the next line. Why this instruction? In a court of law, the typist had his own type of angry. I don't know what the problem actually. I was there in the court. 3 times when the bench was reading the given synopsis of the case, they read the word that governmental authority, so and so, governmental authority. Then the judge told that, what's your problem with your authority? You yourself is having some kind of accusation about the authority. 3 times you are saying that mentally they are having some problem. So request is, on the lighter side, don't break the word. Now coming to this one, let's have a quick look on what are all the special projects for which you will be having the lower rate, special rate of 12%. Generally 18%, but why 12% is charged there? Road, bridge, a public road, especially tunnel, terminal. Okay, a lot of schemes are there, specified schemes. Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission, RAY, that Rajiv Awas Yojana, and Housing for All Urban Mission, Prime Minister's Awas Yojana will be there. Economically weaker section program, lower income housing program, middle income group housing program. So many groups programs are there. They are listed. You need not memorize. If you are keeping in your mind that this kind of programs are at special rate, if the contractor is dealing with this kind of projects and work, you can believe that they are charged. Pollution control, effluent treatment, I already just told you that it will be attracting only 12%. A structure meant for funeral, burial, cremation of deceased. Very important. Do you know one thing? From July 14th, 2021 to 30 September 2021, a tax planning can be done by somebody if he wants. This is on the lighter side. Let everybody happy. Enough is enough. We have lost so many good human beings. Just on the lighter side, I'm just. What is the importance of this June 2021 to September 30th, 2021? Government has generously told you that we will not charge the standard 6+6% of construction related GST on the structure meant for funeral, burial, cremation of the deceased. You can enough pay 5%. So your cost is less. You can happily die. Right? This is a concession. But please remember, you should make all arrangement before 30th September 2020. 1/10/2021, I'm not sure whether it is going to be extended. So please advise the concerned person, whoever is having some plan of this, that let them have this kind of plans. Now, next one. If I'm building something for a registered trust, like a trust registered under the income tax for the purpose of 12AA and got it, and it is used for the central government's midday meal scheme, some kind of a kitchen or a kind of a public a social kitchen or something like that or not, you will be entitled to charge 12%. It is not a commercial kitchen or it is not a commercial dining hall. So you can charge a relatively lesser figure there actually. Now, having discussed that part, in extension of that one, non-commercial structures, as I already told you, unless it is specified, it is 18%, but a lot of specifications are there. No major non-commercial item will escape. Always you can remember that it will fall under 12%. Then there are non-commercial civil structures further is also there, a small list. maybe predominantly for education purpose, predominantly for medical purpose, predominantly for some art symposium, art museum and all, constructed by central government by giving the work to you. Please remember all these things what I told you, government college. Let me say that in Hyderabad, okay, near Panchakota, there is a proposal to build an excellent, let me say, modern art college. Or let me say that there is a very good proposal to have a big medical college of the government. Telangana government medical college, they want to build. Or they say that state government's big size hospital they build or clinic they build. If they do that one, and if you happen to be a contractor, because you are rendering service to the state government, then in those cases and all, you will be charging the concessional rate of what I had told actually. In case of a residential complex, when you are building for employees stay, specified employee stay, makes no serious difference. Some employer is there, he wants his employees to be accommodated in his building. Contract is given to you, charge 12%. Then you can close, take interest, take the ITC. This is how it is actually. It is not a regular residential complex for so many buyers. It's for one employer company. So you do that. Now, having discussed that part, you have very minimum level of charges for certain other items also, where if what you are supplying to is happening to the government entity and it is going, the work is received from him, because generally what happens, there will be one construction company in the government also sometimes. I'm not sure that Andhra Pradesh is having or Telangana is having such, and in various states I have personally seen actually. The government construction company will first get the contract from the government, and in turn they will be giving to several subcontractors. So in those cases and all, the minimum level of charging is happening there, where 5% charge will be there. This is what it is saying there. In those cases, we just check it up. Was contractor means sub-was contractor also. So you are a sub-was contractor to a contractor, which is a government entity. Perfectly right. You are eligible for claiming the lower rate of 5%, what has been given. Fine. You can just check it up the facts and then proceed further. Now I already told you who is government. Not all the persons can be called as government. Only when, as I told you in Agarwal versus Union of India, a lot of discussions had gone in depth actually. Those who are exercising the powers conferred, you will just refer Article 53(3)(b) and Article 154 subclass 2 and class 2 and subclass B. There you'll be able to understand that those employees are falling under that are not. So it's too complex. Constitution 53(3)(b), 154(2)(b), that and all I cannot see. Give me a simple way, because you told already that practically we want to discuss the matter. This is little theory. Now I don't want to accept. This is the mind voice. I'm able to hear. Simple. Take the contract. In the contract, if it is reading the officer, engineer, whoever it is, representing the governor, you will write. Representing the governor of the state of Telangana, that's what you'll be reading. God. This is government contract. Or so and so senior engineer, executive engineer, representing the president of India, done. Government. That's all the thing. This is representing whom? Who is representing whom? Sir, if that documentation has been wrongly done, what to do? You don't worry about that. It will never happen. In government, you can find a lot of flaws. That is okay. But when it comes to the documentation, the best. There will be delay. I am not saying no at all. There will be poor management, mismanagement, sometimes rarely absence of management. But the government system and internal controls are excellent. Being chartered accountants, we have a small part to take up from that one. There is a good takeaway for us, no doubt about it. Right? Now, having discussed that, sir, I have some modified questions and new ideas. You are saying that material and labor are involved in relation to an immovable property. and transfer of property should happen, then it is was contract. You said so many rates. Right, let it be. Sir, I just for example, I'm telling you, I was told that this housing for all mission or the PMAY, Prime Minister Awas Yojana, this and all are there. If I am doing only the work there without using the material, because material is given by government, for example, I'm just saying, then what should I do, sir? In such exceptional cases, your pure labor shall not invite any kind of GST in those cases. Similarly, let me say in same Hyderabad, main city, main road actually, right? One Mahatma Gandhi road, say, for example. There you, in the or near Charminar, a very posh area, somebody is building a single residential unit. What is the meaning of single residential unit? You should have one kitchen, generally speaking, have more kitchens. It is meant that you are having one family meant to be there. You are not having several dwelling units composition there. If single residential unit is built by the owner who purchases materials in his own name and gives to you, so how the owner can buy? He buys. He's a great engineer. Or he cannot be an engineer at all. What is wrong on that? So he is building. So he gives the material, whatever you are asking as a contractor, you are giving only the pure labor. If that is the case with a perfect record, you can say that this pure labor does not attract. This pure labor does not attract GST. Repeat, pure labor, single residential unit. It cannot be a part of a larger building. It cannot be a part of a larger villa community. No, not so. I'm saying a single residential unit, wherever it is, urban area, non-urban area, hill, whatever it is. Single residential unit, material was not at all supplied by the contractor, pure labor service, no issue. It's exempt. But is it attractive? A lot of other things are to discuss. You will lose your ITC and all that. We'll discuss later. Now, the hero or villain, I'm not sure, as you would like to classify, is what is the GST on joint development venture? How should be dealt with that? From 1/4/2020, 1/4/2019, you had a lot of changes in this. Now, we'll have the quick study about what has happened there in this. Notification number 3/2019 CTR. Very revolutionary notification. Why I say revolutionary is hundreds of pages it came. 25% of the budget was presented in the notification itself. It's a mini budget, or what I can say is it's a budget. Rather, the budget has become minimum size of material. Really, the contents of this notification 3/2019, 4/2019, 6/2019 together is forming a larger budget focusing on the construction industry. The subsequent budget, what has come there was poorly having some namesake 5-6 entries. That's all. Nothing was that serious. So this notification brought in the new rate, namely that 3.75 plus 3.75. Hope you can recall. Up to 31/3/2019, 9 plus 9. From 1/4/2019, it became 3.75 plus 3.75. Right? Fine. Now, this is the time from which it is creating some kind of a change in the entire process. As I already told you, this is the new scenario brought in. While I have discussed about 3.7 plus 3.75, while I already discussed about the total value, that is gross value, will be causing 1/3 ADAPT deduction towards a land, all are normal, we discussed. The important point of what we have to see is, what is the meaning of RREP? What is the meaning of REP? Acronyms are always boring, right? So somebody is having a real estate project. What is the real estate project has been defined in RERA. The reference is going to section 2 ZX of RERA actually. Who is a developer? What is a residential rural, that is a real estate project? What is a residential real estate project? Real estate project, REP. A residential real estate project, RREP. What is the meaning of this? We'll quickly have a look on that. Now, as I already told you, 3.75% effectively is becoming 2.5%. Right, let it be. Now, In this case, first thing what you had to note is you will not be eligible for any ITC from 1/4/2019 if you are doing residential complex construction. You say that no, let me pay 18%, I will take the GST. No, sir. The word used there is shall. It is not reading you, may. It reads very clearly, I, the lawmaker, with my authority, direct or rather dictate you that you have to follow 3.75 plus 3.75. That's it. That's all. No discussions. Then what about the land? Land, that is also a nonsense, right? Okay, 1/3 take. Sir, 1/3 is too less. No, no, no. Sir, 1/3 is too more. No, 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 no. Both sides, no. So this is quite normal. See, the lawmaker much often happens to be of this kind. Very good lawmakers are there. Excellent people are there. Brilliant brains are there. Sometimes happens it like, see, there are some people. It's all person specific actually. Sir, they are used to say no. What to do? Well, that kind of place is making them, it appears, to tell reply that way. Always negative reply. See, sir, there is a notification you issued, your circular is contradicting. No, 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 no. Sir, your circular is contradicting with your FFP. No, 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 no. Sir, you are issuing circular to public this way, but the instruction letter given to your officer is contradicting. No, 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 no. Sir, you are a brilliant officer and a good lawmaker. No, 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 no. What to do? So that has become a habit to say no. So what the lawmaker simply said is nothing doing. Rate is given, no IGST. Be happy. You requested a lawyer rate as an association. All your people are came there. Somebody went there to tell them we want a lawyer rate. The government said that yes, lawyer rate will give. They were very happy. But actually, lawyer rate given and IDs was taken away. What is the use of this? So it's always there. It's very dangerous zone actually. You have to be very careful. If the government is giving something, it will take. You see, the government is like God actually. God will not give everything to everybody actually. He will give a lot and somewhere he will be just fixing it. Okay. You will not be very happy, right? So you should find how to be happy with whatever is available to you. If you are trying to see that to my happiness, God should give something, it cannot. Lawmaker is also like that. If you want all these things should be there in law. No, it will not be. In law, what has been given there, how smart you can plan is very important. Now coming back to this one, the entire process is involving simple logic. This is the screen, what you have to keep in your memory. The rate, the consideration, the deduction, which is ad hoc, then what is the importance of the completion certificate, and RREP is what REP was. We'll just have a look. What is REP? See, substantially or only you are building only the residential flats in a construction of residential complex. That is what REP. Fine. That is REP. Residential real estate project, REP, residential items are accompanied. Fine, clear. Then if it is REP is comprising residential flats, what RREP is having? This is residential real estate project. Okay. Then what RREP is having? So what is happening there is, if you are having maximum of 15% area, carpet area of the total project. Say for example, in urban area, it is very common. You would have seen that. A very high-rise building is there. There are 10 floors, right? The ground floor, just forget the stilt. The first floor, first level you keep, is only for commercial. Balance 9 floors are dedicated for residential purpose. The floor number 1 is having some banks, gymnasium, this, that, supermarket or something like that. So now what is that? Out of 10 floors of equal size, 1 floor is having commercial flats and commercial buildings. That means 10% of the entire constructed carpet area is dedicated to the commercial property, commercial complex. 90% is residential. So you are well within the prescribed 15%. There, it's a combination of both residential and commercial. So wherever you are seeing this combination, definition, there you are saying that still it is a residential project only. Residential real estate project. Residential, predominantly real estate project. So that's how it is meant. So purely you will be having residential, that is a real estate project. You will be having not exceeding 15%, that is also residential one. And the rates are same. Please remember, the rates are same. You do not break your head that, oh my God, how I will just charge a rate for separately for commercial construction and how I will be able to charge separately for residential, because the intention has been told with the permission that this is what it is. You may have a question, sir, I am a builder. Please talk a little practically. I am a builder. What the buyer is going to do with the building, how I know? You are easily telling an example best by showing in air your hands and saying that high-rise building, easy. 10 floors, easy to tell. 1 floor dedicated to commercial, again easy to tell. So less than 15% of the carpet area, yes, easy to tell. So that is called as a RREP. I said, this is easy, sir. But when it comes to the practice, how a poor person, the construction contractor company, can know what is the use of the intended use can be known, should be known only from the approved permit. Building plan is there. It reads very clearly that the purpose for which it is done. You are bound to go by that. You have liberty to go by that. It is your duty as well as it is your freedom to rely upon that, both together. So go by that, you will not go wrong. I am often hearing about that AHS. What is that actually? Residential complex, I understand. In that residential complex, they are putting a new term as REP is also a residential complex. RREP is also a residential complex. 3.75 plus 3.75 is the rate. Effectively, 2.5 plus 2.5 will be applied. All fine, fine. All got into load, fine. But I am a little interested about this term, affordable housing scheme. What is this affordable housing scheme? I don't know what is that. Can you please explain that? Is there any rate reduction for that one? How it is treated there? See, let's understand simply this matter. I will be saying the specifications. You can just note it separately. Not a problem. As I told, 3.75 plus 3.75 for affordable housing scheme covered REP or RRP, you are entitled to go for 0.75 plus 0.75 effectively. In other words, 1.5% on the taxable value will be the rate. How it will be working out finally, you know very well. 1.5%, land you have to deduct 1/3, then what will be the end? 1%, simple. So 1% affordable housing scheme is the famous name used for this purpose actually. Fine, that is okay. How should I try to see that I am planning this? So you have residential apartments constituting at least 50% of the carpet area of the all project coming under this. That's how you are supposed to plan in the reduced rate, whatever you are trying to do. Now, let it be. In case of this, what is the condition to bring under the AHS? Residential apartment in a project with a carpet area of maximum 60 square meters. That's an upper limit. That's how it should be. In case of metropolitan city, say for example, Hyderabad. If it is not a metropolitan city, it can be 90 square meters. Okay, so that's how it will be, and that's very important. And this you should not miss. Metropolitan 60 square meter, non-metropolitan 90 square meter. This is the area, carpet area of the particular flat. That only will be giving you the scheme in respect of affordable housing scheme and make you to pay only 1% effectively on the whole value. But the amount what you are charging, including everything, EB deposit, concealed deposit, security, society charges, maintenance, security deposit, whatever amount you are collecting from them, whatever amount is refundable, you leave it. But generally speaking, EB charges or deposit one time given to the sewerage board, whatever it is, maximum 45 lakhs. Right? So in simple language, try to see that if 646 square meters maximum, if you are building in a project towards achieving the affordable housing scheme, you are safe. In case of non-metropolitan city area, 969 approximately. If you are going for, then it's fine. Still again, you can just believe that up to 45 lakh rupees if you are charging, you are eligible to be a affordable housing scheme person, you can try to say that you are doing it. How to bill for a work contract? What is the time? It's a continuous supply. You know very well, I need not explain in detail. You are having milestones. Sincerely try to see that you are having some logic to follow as per the milestones raisable. Sorry, I have never seen a construction company raising properly a bill at all, sir. What to do? See, there are some wrong companies which are not raising the building as promised to the customer also. So if he is not raising an invoice, okay, that shows his character. But law is clearly saying that you have to raise an invoice. You are also after all a supplier. Like any other supplier in this country, supplier of goods, supplier of services, you should also raise a bill. You cannot escape out of that, right? So raise the invoices regularly. At least raise and keep it with you. If you are, no, sir, buyer is not collecting the invoice, leave it. You print and you keep it with you. So how to build that one? I'm not having a clarity about that. When to raise it? What is the time of supply? See, time of supply is clearly saying that if you are having milestones, on the basis of that, if you are billing, you need to definitely go for a bill. That's all. Now, in this case, what we are supposed to see is a clear case of, I think some doubts are being asked. Let me just check it up. Builders and residential as well. Yeah, we'll come to that point. Okay. Then Raghavendra Garu is asking some doubts about large 1/4/2019. My question is whether IT is reverse. Yeah, we will come to that. Yeah, that is there. Okay. Then many people will understand the details. Then you can conduct course. Yeah, happy. Srinivas Garu is telling that there should be a detailed course on this one. He's happy with the inputs what he is getting. Really good for common citizen also, it will be useful, he's saying. Well taken, let us see. The questions what you are asking are yet to come actually. I'm very happy that you are showing a lot of interest. Let us just come to that point. The flow will be comfortably going there, okay? Let me see that.
Yeah, sorry Prasanna sir, sorry for interrupting. Prasanna sir.
Please.
Yeah, I request participants to please post questions in Q&A only, not in the chat box. It's easy for the to take a question Q&A.
Yeah, hitherto most of the questions are there in Q&A.
Yeah.
One or two are coming there. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Let us continue because the time given can be justified if I'm completing this large topic without compromise. There will not be any compromise. I am just assuring you. We will not rush. We will not just skip the topics and all. Nothing will happen. We will see that 100.00% we cover within the given time without compromise. Right? We'll just come back. Yes, please. Now, the query now is often in the construction industry, maybe residential to some extent, in commercial a lot of times. Sir, I am just wondering in a case where, as a construction company, I supply material, I supply labor and get the building done is normal. You say that for commercial building, 18%. Okay, I'm charging. For special building, 12%. Fine, that non-commercial, government, monumental, right, fine. For residential complex, you said that no IT, only 5% flat on the total. Okay, accepted, let it be, fine. Some more explanation you will tell, you said about ITs and all, you please tell, okay, clear. REP, residential, that is a real estate project, and RREP, residential real estate project, are no seriously different for the purpose of rate. Both are attracting the same effective 2.5 plus 2.5 for the reasons told you for, accepted. Then rest of the things will be falling under what? All other buildings, including the commercial buildings. So 9% plus 9%, enjoy the ITC, you told. All are okay. But sir, as a chartered accountant, I am getting clients query that he is a person building a particular building in a particular fashion as per the specification. But a sizable quantum of material to be used in the particular project is supplied by the recipient of the supply. That is, your customer company, that is a construction company, should buy its own material and build it. This is normal. Your client is coming and saying, Chartered Accountant Garu, I have a different problem. What I am just they are giving the material to me, the recipient, the buyer of the building. I am building it, using it. Now, what is the value? I hope you got the question. Now, what was the decision already taken in Bayana Builders was a different one. Excellent judgment. In time permits, please go through it. I'm challenging you. See, whatever distance you are maintaining from GST, if any, distance, if any, few case laws, what I'm referring here, when time permits, I know really you are quite busy. I know, I'm fully agreeing with you, a lot of overloading, no doubt. Whenever time permits, as a matter of relaxation, you just try to do it. You will be really surprised. It is amazing wealth of knowledge is there. Excellent interpretation, brilliant way of explaining the facts and law, the matrix of facts and law, how beautifully dealt. Brilliant. Whatever be the speed with which the ball is bowled, a brilliant batsman handles with ease, quite comfortably. That's what happens there in case of this kind of very brilliant judges have given very nice judgment. It's a larger bench decision of the SGST in the case of Bayanam, a standing matter actually, ever. But basically, having gone through, then you will be able to understand. I'm not saying that I will not be able to explain you and make you to understand, but your comfort level will be excellent. After hearing me and reading that, your comfort level will be better. Now, in line with that one, what this GST law is also saying, what I told is a service tax case, 2018 one, it's a little older, Bayanam builders. But the circular number 47, dated 8 June 2018, in GST law says that if somebody, the matter is different, you can always say, sir, we have been discussing something about construction industry seriously. You are talking some circular about mold, dye, jig, something else you are talking about. I'll just bring inside. Let's first close this and then go for it. The question is, in case of original equipment manufacturer, you know very well, somebody who manufactures his own product, maybe he will giving to the subcontractor, but brand is his name. Then the goods will come to him and he will sell, or it will go to the market also. He is called as original equipment manufacturer, OEM industry. So he is saying to his component manufacturer, that contractor, that use my mold, use my dye, because putting my entire heart and soul, I have prepared this. Okay? Using this one, get me the product, he says. Now, whether the value of the mold and dye, you can ask me, mold and dye, sir, what is the value? Huge value. It's a matter of intellectual property indeed, actually. Because it's what is the base of the product in this matter, sir? Learners, brothers and sisters can easily understand the very product is coming out only because of a perfect mold. So once mold is there with the proper idea, the design is there perfectly, on that you are just pouring the liquid or the liquid form of the metal and then getting you the material what you want or the product what you want. So whenever mold is given by the buyer, namely OEM, to the component manufacturer, whether the component manufacturer should do billing on the basis of value what he is having as per his costing and the value of mold freely given to him or not is the question. The beautifully decided matter in this case was telling at the time that there is no need to have a standard model base. If mold and dye is within the scope of the OEM himself, OEM never told that you build a mold and get me the product. He did not tell. He said that you don't do mold at all. My mold, please strictly follow. That's what he told. So if that is the case, what does the contract speaks? That is why I'm just saying right from the beginning that the chartered accountants need cannot be there one in the end of the business. Cannot be. Every bill raising is involving and advice by the chartered accountant well in time, then the business is safe. Invoicing, how to do. Documentation, how to do. Record maintenance, how to do. Plan for this one, how to do. Year-end projection and how to discussion in advance. Chartered accountant is not a person or character coming in the last hours of the finalization. No more post-mortem officers. Chartered accountant are the business advisors who are to be taken into confidence well in time and advice. If not, huge loss. He will find out and tell that this much huge loss has happened there. Had you consulted with me, this much money would have come. Or if he is coming in time, he can say that this much quantification, then you would have gone wrong. I am telling you, you are safe. Be happy. So, cannot do this. Excellent profession is this. We cannot underestimate the importance of chartered accountants because, with all due respect, I have very good friends in law wing also. Good lawyers are very good lawyers are my friends. very, very good lawyers and the Supreme Court level or High Court level. That's totally different one. Good company secretaries are my close friends are there. Fine. No offense meant. With all due respect, I can say, comparing to any other profession, any other, this statement can honestly make, even if even hypothetically I'm saying, if I am born because of the blessing of the God, that as some other professional, I can, with the honesty, verification and study say that it's only the chartered accountant who can be able to skillfully handle indirect taxes, especially like GST. No other person, certainly no other person. Because you know the law, you know the business, you know accounting, you are having a sound knowledge in respect of language and interpretation, you know the art of representation. A chartered accountant need not be taught in detail, should be taught, it's okay, but he need not be taught in detail about representation because he is a born person to make representation. How to represent a matter, he is the master, she is the master. There is no need for teaching a chartered accountant that how to represent a matter. How tough situations we have handled, all of you, you know very well. Let it be income tax, let it be anything else. The client doesn't know. For everything and everything he comes. If our tax, always he is coming to you. He doesn't know the difference between income tax and corporation tax also. Sometimes for municipality tax also he is sending. Sir, some notice has come there, sir. Why you are forwarding me? No, it was reading tax, I just forwarded to you. Yeah, hey, that is municipal tax, sir. Oh, Atlanta, sir, fine, sorry. So, and that also if he is requesting, you will study very detail. You will study in detail. And you will say that this is wrong, that is wrong, this section is wrong, the working is wrong, totaling is wrong. Something will be there, you will find it. So please go for it, ask them to revise it, you will do. So you are the right person, please believe. The government has already believed you, right from the day one or day zero. They have believed that chartered accountant support in case of this kind of law is must. It has been done. We have proved to a greater extent actually. Institute has proved, chartered accountants have proved, and it is our responsibility to see that we are just maintaining the given position. The position what has been given is maintained. It is not a case where sometime back one bank audit is happening there and some learned authority is regulating authority is unfortunately asking that what is the use of chartered accountants audit for a bank branch audit. Not so. Later they could understand. If you are asking that every 2 years you are just renewing a fire extinguisher, what is the use of it? It's a waste of time and money. If say what to do, let fire come, you will understand what is the use of a fire extinguisher. That's what the chartered accountant. Without chartered accountant support, whether a banking sector will be having a 100% fraud-free environment. If there are lower level of frauds and troubles in the banking industry, it's certainly because of a sincere set of audits done by the chartered accountants. We cannot underestimate. How can we? So coming back to this one, this is a law which has right from the beginning respected the role of chartered accountants. So you can just try to see that you are updating yourself and trying to give the necessary knowledge for the concerned persons. Sir, you had been talking something about March 2019 revolution. You will say for so many things people are talking about revolution. No, so we will also use. We are also affected by that. March 2019 red revolution in construction industry, GST related. What has happened? So you told that after a while I will just tell you in a pictorial presentation. What is it? What has happened there? What should I do? If I have not done, what should I learn from here and then proceed? Is a question actually. See, from 1/4/2019, law said that you cannot take ITC. Sir, I'm having crores of ITC as on 31st March 2019. What should I do? You were given an option. You were. I'm not saying that you are having. You were given an option up to 10/5/2019, subject to small extension, to file your Annexer 4, Roman 4, to declare that up to 31/3/2019, 9% plus 9% was the rate. I'm saying in past tense. I, as a person having uncompleted, incomplete buildings, decide to file this Annexer 4, and say, Mr. Officer, I want to follow only old rate for the ongoing project. If you are declared so, then you could have continued that at 9% plus 9% subject to ITC benefit to you. That was, I'm saying about an old story. You filed the Annexer 4, you enjoyed to continue the 9 plus 9. If you are not filed any annexer 4 at that time, within the given 40 days plus time, what is the result of it? You have decided explicitly to come under the default rate of 3.75 plus 3.75% from 1/4/2019 without ITC. Without. You are very clear, law is also very clear. So you have committed that I will not be having this. Fine, sir, that I understand. Yes, I did not file annexer 4. I was not interested to go follow the given rates for the ongoing project. Yes, it is true. But what about my ITC? Government said that one tough condition. One, project-wise list out your ITC. What is this? From July 2017, you never told that I should maintain the ITC project-wise. Suddenly, you are asking on 31/3/2019 that from 1/7/2017, I should have maintained the details of ITC project-wise. Then the law market says, that is why I'm telling you, I am giving time up to GSTR filing time of September 2019. Take time. Just redo all ITC working project-wise. 6 months time I'm giving you. Having written everything, you decide how much is the ITC relating to each project, and having used reasonably for March 2019 return, the last return with ITC for construction company under the residential complex version, whatever left out balance, reverse it. That's what the advice given for this purpose. This is the single page presentation of what has happened there. If you concentrate, already you are concentrating. If you are concentrating little more meticulously for 3 to 5 seconds, in fact, you will be able to have a quick idea about that. Stay with me for 30 seconds. I can just see that this is staying in your mind for a long time, very long time. See, this is the crossroad. From July 2019, what should be done? This is the thing to be decided that time. 1/4/2019, morning 10 o'clock, what should have been done? You have a contract either as a residential real estate project or real estate project. Reasons and explanation already given. Or you have a commercial project. Either of this is there. Let us first exhaust here. The commercial project is, after all, a new project from April 2019, same rate, 18%, no change. From that day to till date, from July 2017, it is continuing. Commercial project, no confusion, no query. Ongoing project, same 18%. What should be done in these cases and all? Old rate, new rate, you don't bother about. For commercial, it is keeping on continuing. Only thing is, once the building is completed, the point number 2 alone you just pick up for this purpose. For a completed commercial flat, you cannot collect GST, which is well known. I don't want to say that there is a new information I'm giving to you. It's not news to you. Commercial construction, keeping on be doing, somebody is coming there, entering into construction agreement, you are asking him to pay the GST at 18%, you collect towards the construction value, normal. For construction value, 18% is charged in the commercial project, is normal. That's all. There is nothing to worry about it, because you are focusing on the construction value. It's all. From day 1, July 2017, till that, even after several years also, it is going to be there, that way only. But once completion certificate issued to the construction of commercial project, it's over, it is becoming an immovable property. Kindly see that you are not charging GST for. That's all. It's normal. But where is that twist? The RREP or REP, we will just easily tell the word residential complex. Nothing, sir. These are all just jargons. Just forget about it. The residential complex. The residential complex had 2 divisions. One, it may be a new project, afresh started from April 2019. Fresh. Till 31 March, it was not there. From April 2019 only was starting. Take, for example, today you are starting one. Last month, your client started in July 2021 one project. For that, I'm saying new rate only applicable. What is that? 3.75 plus 3.75, subject to 1/3, effectively 2.5% plus 2.5% on the gross value. What is the meaning of gross value? Land plus building is what that. So let us keep in our mind that today for any project, it's only 3.7 plus 3.75 in case of residential complex. Residential complex. Let it be. Some project had been there this way and that way. Then what to decide, sir? This is neither. See, things should be clear. Either it should be black or it should be white. Black and white if you are mixing gray area. That's the point. Now, if it is totally falling under old rate finished, paid 18%, happy. Namaste. Right? If it is new, now only I told you 3.75, 3.75, 10 paise ITC is not allowed. Okay, forget. Right? But you have opted by Annexer 4 filing at that time, by May 2019, April 2019, in the given time, that it is an ongoing project, you will pay old rate only if you have opted. If you have opted so, the old rate, then what you need to do in those cases is complete the building using the GST ITC related to ongoing project by identifying the GST ITC for that project. If you have like opted. For the project what you are not opted, reverse it. That means that new rate, no ITC from April 2019. Make the point again clear. You had an option. You had. I am never telling that today you are having. You had by March 2019 the option. Now you can ask me one question, sir. Why are you spending so much of energy and time in explaining something about March 2019? I am challenging. Most of the cases in construction industries are generating in this period only. Mostly. Other set of items are there. I will just tell you also where the show cause notice is getting generated, where the business has gone wrong, where the professionals have gone wrong. If you are taking out a list about some 17 or 18 points, enough. That's it. Totally 17 or 18 points where people have gone wrong. I can even clearly make it a cluster as cluster of the business going wrong, cluster of the professionals going wrong, and cluster where unintentionally or intentionally government is going wrong. We can easily make, but law is clear. That fund is really that actually. The law is clear. We may not accept, that is different one, already I told you, but it is clear. There will be further logic we will be telling, better logic we will try to tell, but it is clear to that extent. Now coming back to this one, how to do that one, as I already told you, if you are having a project under new rate, namely 3.75 subject to 1/3, you cannot enjoy ITC. You are forced to forego the credit if any. You cannot. That's a forced one. No, sir, I want to dispute it. I will just say that Article 19 1G I am going to refer. Article 14 equality I am going to ask for it. Article 226 I will refer and go to the High Court. Yes. But discriminatory taxation is also a rightly given power to the lawmaker. It's discriminatory. You may be saying that, but the discrimination in the public interest subject to certain detailed logics and statistics are there. Of course, you can try if you want. There is always a question. Always. Nothing is end actually. But seriously convincing reasons are there that there can be of that kind of rates actually. Now, reverse charge in respect of 1% parties and 5% party. What is that 1% party? That affordable housing scheme I told you, that part is fine. What is this 5% reverse charge? First of all, what is this reverse charge? And it is reading that even 28% also can be charged. What is this? See, unfortunately, what has happened? Unfortunately, I'm using the word very clear. Unfortunately, what has happened is when somebody is in the builders community gone there and made a representation to the government saying that, please leave us. In vernacular language, people used to say the local domestic cat exceptionally one time by mistake went to the let me say in a jungle area. It was in a jungle border, that village. The domestically brought up a good cat, white color cat. For some reason unknowingly just crossed the border and just went inside the jungle. It saw a very powerful tiger, which is after all again belonging to the cat family, right? On seeing this one, the cat had a decision clearly. My mouth, its mouth. My eyes, its eyes. My paw, its paw. All are matching. Only thing is, it's okay, fine. Slightly is little bigger. Otherwise, he is also cat. And one more important thing, there are strips on his body. That is why he is respected as tiger. Let me become tiger today. Decision. Straight away came there, went and met came and met a person. I want to have the strips, what it is having. The line by line, they marked it. From that day, that cat started to believe that I am a tiger because all are matching, including the lines on the body. It will never become. The problem is the hotel industry went there to the government and said that being a non-star hotel, we are not purchasing any branded GST levied goods. After all, milk, green vegetables, or any dal of unbranded nature and rice and chal of unbranded nature we are purchasing. We don't want ITC. Just tell a rate of 5%, enough. We will collect and pay, we don't want ITC. This was the prayer on November 2017 by the hotel industry. But just copying them, if another industry, namely construction companies, are going there to the government and saying that we also want the same way, we want to get rid of it. If they say, government is very happy. But construction industry has been classified as error prone. I'm carefully using and avoiding a particular word. I'm saying that error prone industry. In the list of tax alerts, they are having this as error prone industry. I'm not using another word actually, carefully. It's an open discussion. So the government lawmaker is simply saying that, okay, you want 5%? Granted, be happy. All are very happy. But it comes with a rejoinder from the government. What government says? Government says minimum this much particular percentage you should ensure that procurements are coming from registered source. Minimum, yes, how much it is? 80% definitely. You should have seen that you are purchasing from registered supplier. That means GST registered supplier only. So what is the effect of this? You will buy and you should buy only from registered person to the extent of 80% of your supplies, inward supplies. So what will naturally happen? You will be paying the GST, you will be not having the ITC, it will be increasing it. It will become a cost for you. So in simple language, in a 10 crore rupees expense on the P&L debit side of a construction company, if they are accepting that 80% mandatorily we will buy from the GST registered supplier, what will happen there? All these days, the matter which was there in the balance sheet will jump to the P&L. Quite simple. Instead of current asset, it is going to be debited to the expenditure. If it is debited to the expenditure to the extent of this 80% mandatorily, the cost will going to be increased. You are not going to claim ATC. So then how you will be having the profit? Simple. It's not requiring even a chartered accountant to explain. Even a +2 commerce student will explain. So that is what has happened. So there is a mandatory requirement for this industry only to do this. So don't you have any other industry which is there in service industry or even in goods industry who are compelled to go for minimum 80% or some percentage of purchase from registered person? Nobody is there in this country. Only the construction industry to the extent of 80% are compelled to purchase only from here because the name what they have earned in the past 60 years of taxation history of India. Error prone industry. So now you please educate your residential complex construction companies or affordable housing scheme residential complex contractors that, sir, please ensure you are having a serious need for purchasing 80% of this. Sir, don't we have this condition for this commercial construction companies? They don't want. So how this is unfair, sir. For residential complex, they are asking. For that person, they are not asking. They are saying that if you buy from registered GST guy, being a commercial construction company, you can happily enjoy 18%. 18% you are collecting. More and more you are purchasing from GST source. You are safely trying to do it and do it. If you are not purchasing it, leave it. Fine, okay, it's up to you. You are not going to gain anything. Your risk is more. So the chain is continued there in commercial complex, but it is not so in case of residential complex. So in residential complex, they compel to purchase from the registered person minimum 80%. Can you comply in 80, more than 80, 90%, 100%? Well, most welcome. Most welcome. We want to purchase only from a registered person, more than 80% being a residential complex construction company, most welcome, you can buy. But compulsion is 80 is best. Sir, I have a question. 80 should be there. If not, this is a typical Indian brain. Sir, this is a due date. Please file your due date, within your due date, the return. Sir, if I'm not filing, what will happen? Sir, this is one way. You should not go this way. You can come only this way. If I go, what will happen? So invariably you should know, or else this head will break into 100 pieces. It's a typical Indian question. Don't do. If I do, what will happen? Your client is a typical Indian. He will not leave you if you are not telling reply to this. So you say, he is coming and saying, sir, 80%, I am a residential complex construction company. From 1/4/2019, they have introduced this provision. Yes, correct. 80% I have not purchased. What will you do? I cannot purchase or I have not done. What is the result of this? The result is the reverse charge. Reverse charge on what? Generally, reverse charge at 18% will be there. If the goods are attracting like cement 28%, you have to pay 28%. Sir, I am purchaser, sir. Why are you asking? The recipient should pay. That is the beauty of the reverse charge. Section 9 is there only for levying such a kind of levy only. So if you fail to ensure the required level of compliance, the shortage will be attracting 18% normal reverse charge. In case of goods like cement and capital goods, if it is 28% real goods, you will be liable to pay 20%. This is the background of what you are supposed to know. Was contract, compound levy scheme, can I go for it? It is not open for you. Just go through that one, you will not be able to do it. So let it be. Now, what is the rate of commercial complex where I'm just entering into an agreement to purely do commercial complex? I already told you there is no confusion right from the beginning. So many times people are asking. There is no change at all. Commercial complex had remained unchanged from 1/7/2017 till date. No change at all. It's continuing at 18%. ITC, enjoy the ITC, no problem at all. Sir, I am a subcontractor to a main contractor who in turn doing the affordable housing project. He is doing affordable housing project. I am subcontractor. So is there any rate, better rate for me from 1/4/2019? If you are a subcontractor, you can claim 12% charge. If you are subcontractor of an affordable housing project to the AHP contractor, you can just supply at 12%. Sir, he cannot take credit. You don't worry, you can take credit. You are subcontractor. You charge 12%. You take credit of all material, labor, whatever, if any is there, you charge him 12% happy. So how I will know that he is an affordable housing project person? Get an affidavit, take the self-attested copy of the planning permit, take an affidavit from his side, which is more or less an indemnity bond, saying that I am assuring you that this is a perfectly affordable housing project only. If I am doing any violation and as a result thereof, you are liable, I am ready to indemnify you. Having taken the copy, don't forget to send the copy of that one to the commissionerate. Simple. You as a subcontractor of that main contractor start charging 12%, enjoy the ITC. Over. Then, I am a was contractor, sir. But my understanding is, in case of doing the was contract work and constructing a commercial construction, whether ITC is prevented, no need to worry about it. You are a commercial construction company. Commercial construction company can happily take ITC. Nobody stopped you. All we talked about the residential complex, affordable persons, 1%, 5% party. Not about you. You are 9% plus 9% party. Enjoy the ITC, whatever ITC eligible for you. No, sir, I have a doubt. If I am taking the credit of that one, there is one section somewhere I read, sir. I think it is 17(5)(c), I believe. It was telling that no was contract will give any credit to anybody. That's what it was reading. Is it right, sir? Please read it very clearly. For works contractor, it is not stopping. A works contractor can take the ITC of another works contractor. A works contractor can take the credit of another works contractor, means sub-work contractor. Nothing wrong in it. Only the 1% party and 5% party, though they do the works contract in residential complex, just because residential complex rates, they are prevented. You need not worry. That's clear. So You can take credit. Oh, is that the case? I'm a chartered accountant in Hyderabad, sir. I'm building a building for some 5 crore rupees. That's a small figure. Okay, I am building a building for 10 crore rupees in the very heart of Hyderabad. For a while, I'm just seeing all the faces. Nobody is just trying to accept whatever I'm telling. So only 10 crore rupees, sir. You are a chartered accountant. In the heart of the city, you are building. You have to build. You have all capacity and quality, and you are certainly deserving such a kind of office. So you should build it. It's not, for example, it is already happening or it should happen. You have all the kind of quality and you have all the kind of need for that actually. Coming back to this one, believe me, it's not for example. Now, I come back to that example. Sir, I'm building one big 20 crore rupees worth building, giving the contract to a contractor. That contractor for 20 crore rupees charges straight 18% on that. About some 3.6 crore rupees GST. Can I take the credit or not? Now only you told that GST credit blindly not denied to us. Sir, we are was contractor. Then you can take. We are chartered accountant. So a building which is capitalized can never give ITC related to the building. If it is repair, we can. So I'm not able to comprehensively understand at all. A completed capitalized building will not give credit. After completion, if somebody is doing alteration, some kind of corrections, that is relating to that one. Simply, I will say, if you find the building in the balance sheet, you cannot take credit. If you find the building repair works as per the regularly accepted, generally accepted accounting policy in the P&L as building repairs, enjoy the credit. Simple. Are you satisfied now? Simple thumb rule. Going to capitalized fixed asset schedule, forget. You will not get ITC. Depreciate that. Charging the P&L as an expenditure for building repairs, done. Take the credit of that because 17.5C is supporting it. Now, having said that one, the last and major part of our discussion. What about joint development agreement? Lot of queries are there, lot of confusions are there. We are not able to things. Beautiful and simple it is. I need approximately 12 plus minutes. That's all the thing. Let us just spend the time on that. See, landowner is there giving the land development rights to the developer. Developer is there accepting the development rights, doing the building. Travel with me for next 11 or 11.5 minutes. It's a simple subject. Please ignore any gossip about this, any kind of rumors about that complicated subject. Nobody can understand. Those who are talking also not able to understand. I think it's extremely clear, simple. Let's see this. Please picturize in your mind. This is a land. This is the rectangle part is there, no? Is a land. The gray area, you can approximately believe that is 3/4 of the land. So, and the orange area, what you are able to see is the one, you can believe that as 1/4. The total rectangle, entire rectangle, what you are seeing in the screen, believe that is worth 40 crore rupees. Okay, market rate. If so, the 3/4 you can believe that as 30 crores and 1/4 you can believe that as 10 crores. Let us say the orange area, landowner says that let me retain this UDS in my hand. I don't want to leave to any person, including you. You are a developer, right? You take the gray area and get up. Do the building. It is under your control. Overall, the building is going to come on the entire building. That is okay. But what I'm saying in your mind to imagine is 1/4 land is going to be in landowner's hand. 3/4 land is given to the joint developer that you sell and earn the money. The land you can sell and not a problem. This is what the sum and substance of a joint development agreement. Typically, this is what is happening there in all the 6 states of Southern India. In North India, it doesn't happen seriously, and there are certain exceptions we'll discuss if needed. Now, coming back to this one. You try to see that this is the barter what is happening there in practice. What happens? Developer, gray area fellow. No, please don't mistake me. I'm just saying for identity purpose, the gray land owner is now the JD. Rightful possession is there in his hand. The title already there for the whole land with the landowner, but he is ceding the 3/4 of that one. He is just forsaking the 3/4 of the land right to the developer, retaining 1/4 the land. Right? This is a picture. Hope that the basic matter is clear. Slowly we'll go to the next step. See, this is what the building which is going to come. Same gray area you can see in building, the superstructure. Same orange area colored you can see. Believe that, just for example, an easy academic purpose I'm saying, believe that 100 flats are going to be built on the 40 crore worth flat land. This is what the idea of the joint development actually. Totally 100 flats should be built like this. In those buildings, orange color buildings are going to be retained or going to be handed over to landowner. Remember the orange color. You remember? Landowner, orange color, 1/4 he was holding. Just imagine in your mind that unidentified but specified 1/4 land is in the hand of land. That landowner, when he is saying that I will give it to you, the builder is saying to him, the builder is saying to the landowner that, sir, you retain 1/4 of the land. You give me 3/4 of the land. I will try to build 100 flats in all on this. When I do this building process, 30 flats shall be given to you. See the orange color flats. It's all for you. I am the builder. The gray flats and all for me. About 70 flats. This is what developer is saying. Hope the picture is clear. Right? I'm meaning the picture about the legal perspective actually. Right. Now, what is going to be the commercials involved? Total construction for the entire 100 flats is 60 crores. Say for example, total construction for the entire 100 flats is 60 crores. Something like 60 lakh rupees a budget per 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom flats. Say for example, something like that. Okay, 60 crores to be spent by the joint development developer. The developer is to sell each flat for 1 crore rupees. So he will be having 70 flats in his hand. Please remember. Did you remember? Did you see this one? Do you remember? 70 flats. The 70 flats, if he is selling along with the UDS land, 70 into 1 crore, 70 crore he will get. 60 crores he spent. 70 crores he earned. What about the 30 flats? Without collecting 1 paise for that, because already land exchange has happened. He has planned to see that the 30 flats he is handing over to the land owner without collecting any consideration in monetary terms. Perfect. But what should be the GST? Why should be GST, sir? 70 flats he is constructing, he collected the so-called some rate you told 5%, okay, 5% over. This 30 flats, what happened there? See, landowner gave land, sir. Building owner is the developer is giving buildings, sir. Both are immovable property. Where is the question? But correction is there. What is the first statement? Landowner gave land. Please tell again. Landowner gave land. Please come again one more. Landowner gave land. Did he give land? Did he give land? What he give is the land development right. He has not given the land by proper transfer of land. Sir, proper transfer is there or not is okay, sir. Even for capital gain also, so many possession-based case laws are fine. Is there a transfer of immovable property? If you say with evidence, you are safe. No GST. If you are not able to establish a transfer of immovable property within the meaning of acceptable law, in terms of acceptable provisions, you cannot open. GST is applicable. Whether land was sold, the title was transferred by landowner to the developer is the question. Honest and simple reply, no. Land was given to the possession of the developer. That's the fact. Simple fact. Let it be. So building was built by developers. The flat was completed flat, so it was handed over. Perfectly right. whether the landowner instructed, I'm using the word very clearly, whether the landowner instructed the developer to construct and give the flat, or just like magic, the completed flat is coming from all the way from heaven and suddenly transferred. Sir, with the perfect specification relating to tap, marble, floor, kind of lighting, electrical points, everything is specified. He is starting to build from day one as he is doing to any third-party independent buyer. The developer is doing construction service to the landowner just like he is doing for any other independent buyer. No bias. It's clear. Let it be, sir. It's okay, fine. But third-party buyer is giving him proper checks. Monetary value is there. Transfer of money in the bank is seen. But this man, the landowner, never gave any money at all. Yes, landowner did not give money, but landowner gave consideration. Sir, when money is not given there, where is the consideration? Yes, consideration is there. Consideration in kind. Sir, if consideration is given in kind, how this law is capable of taxing, sir? Is it possible? For example, I am telling you, you did an excellent work for some client. Generally, fees is 10 lakh rupees. The client comes with a brand new car, approximately to the value of 10.12 lakh rupees, registered already in your name, say for example, and gives the car key to you. Sir, Auditor Garu gave an excellent service. As a token of our love and affection, I am giving this car to you. I don't know when you are going to be giving me the bill. I am giving the consideration in car, please. I will be happy if you are keeping the car for a long time. Is it not fees? Between you and the client, what was the understanding? He should do some chartered account related service to him. You did. You wanted to collect a fees. Yes, you collected. He wanted to give. Yes, he gave. What he gave? 10.1 lakh rupees worth car. That is what your fees. That is what your fees. Or the value what you are normally charging in the given cases for a third party is what? 10 lakh rupees. That is what it. So now the problem is to keep our mind open and understand that there is a taxable transaction. What is the value is the matter of discussion, not a serious debate. It is a matter of discussion. Now let us come to that. Sir, I agree, sir. I am convinced now that there should be a tax on the construction service done by the developer. Let it be. You are trying hard to convince me. Okay, let it be. I am partly accepting. How you will value? How will you value? You don't know, I don't know. Shall we take the UDS value as per the State Department valuation? Because that is a land given. Value of the land I will just put. 3/4 gray area he gave. No, what is the 3/4 area I will just value? I will say this is the value I gave. Now we have to refer section 15 read together with rule 47. Rule 27. What rule 27 is saying that in a case where monetary consideration is not involved, try to see that similar products, similar goods given at arm's length price to an independent buyer in the mostly same time. Independent buyer, arm's length in the mostly same time. Sir, this is too much. Then I have to refer the third party. In the given case, he is selling for 1 crore rupees one flat. That means that 30 crore rupees, sir. 30 flats given to landowner means 30 crore and subject to deduction relating to land because it's inclusive of land and deeming value. Never we are meaning that for landowner he sold the land. When the value is taken, including land value is 1 crore. Remove the land value. Yes, that is what the undisputed value for the purpose of law as it is spelling. There it is told, sir. They have not given clarification at all. Lot of confusions. Nobody is clear. Please see the screen. They are very clearly told. They have told. Refuting is our right. That is different. We are unhappy with that. Okay, that is different. On 14/5/2019, even in FAQ also, very clearly they have told that how to value in case of a flat, how to determine the value of the construction services provided by the promoter
to the developer. In those cases, they are saying that we can try to do this in this manner. What do you do? At the time of entering into joint development agreement, first third-party independent buyer will come to you. At the time of entering into joint development agreement, first third-party buyer will come. He is the very good guy who is giving you the comparable metric for you. He says that for similar 3-bedroom flat, what you are giving to the landowner, I am giving you 1 crore. He is coming. He is a third party. That is a comparable value. So theoretically, now I am convinced, sir. Yes, it is right. But I have a lot of questions, sir. In fact, I studied one case law, Vasanta Green projects from my own city, Hyderabad bench, 2017 SESTA decision relating to CCT Rangareddy, GST Commissionerate. Excellent case, sir. You please read para number 7, sir. The learned judge would have very nicely written one word. This is not a rocket science to understand. Whenever a developer is building a building in the joint development agreement, the entire cost of flat to be built for the landowner is absorbed by the third party buyers. That means if the tax is paid for the third party buyers, naturally and incidentally it is covering the cost what is relating to the those value relating to the landowner also. In that case, a chartered accountant, sir, please note that matter. A chartered accountant certificate clearly reading the fact that such a kind of perfect coverage is there for valuation purpose for the purpose of S2I Finance Act in service tax law. So I read that one. Why should not I apply this law also here? It should yet be tested because this law is reasonably a full-fledged law comparing to the service tax law. It is yet to be tested. We can try, but I'm not fully supporting that. Now, having said that one, the value of flat constructed for landowner in case of JD till 31/3/2019 is what? See, whatever I am discussing is post 31/3/2019. Before that, what? Before that also Rule 27 was there. Rule 27 is always there. Your circular, your FAQ, all are coming subsequently, your notification 3/2000, it's all subsequent. 27 had always been there. You can dispute that how a Rule 27 can say this kind of, it's subjective. Because rule is a subordinate law comparing to the act, you can try. But convincingly, this is the undisputed value in case of this. What about the joint development related matter? TDR is involved. So what is this concept of TDR? Who has to pay? Why should the developer should be worried? First of all, the name itself is clearly saying development right should be given by somebody to gain something. Given by somebody is the supplier. Development right given by whom? Landowner. Landowner is the person who is having a right to do anything on the land. He is trying to give the right to somebody. He is transferring the right to the developer. So transfer of development rights done by. Oh, that means the supplier is only the landowner, not the developer. Yes, supplier is only the landowner. But what law unfortunately says is reverse charge shall be applicable. So recipient construction company is liable for TDR. Sir, first of all, I'm not able to understand what is TDR at all. After that, I'm not able to understand what is the value of it all. You are just coming with a third bullet saying that the recipient shall be liable for that. First, transfer of development right is also clearly explained what is the meaning of that and how it is valued. How it is valued is what shall be the value of the land when it is developed. That's all the thing. It's a subjective one, but it is explained. Like what you are doing for the purpose of this. The land is developed when it is intended for this much value, how much is the value for that? That's all the thing. Let it be, sir. Even that is also development right also, you are doing some kind of valuation. Fine, let it be. Now what I'm asking is, this is a subjective one. If a cloth is given there, you can do it for just as a curtain also. You can just make it as a shirt also. You can try to make it as a tablecloth also. So depending upon the use. So in a particular area, they are trying to do a particular kind of building, maybe commercial or REP, depending upon that valuation is done. But who has to pay the tax? Supplier will not pay, landowner will not pay, you told. Okay. Then what I should do? I am a developer, you should pay. Sorry, it is too much. Is there any exemption for this? Yes, exemption is there. Nice. What exemption is there? 12/2017 is telling you an excellent way. What is that? You as a builder, if not able to sell, remember, you as a developer, if not able to sell all your properties before the completion certificate. I repeat, you are a developer, develop the building, your share is there, landowner share is there, landowner already booked on the JDA, this much flat is required, okay. You are saying that I am going to do this thing, son, fine, okay, do it. What the lawmaker is saying that, Mr. Developer, please remember, you are doing JDA development, develop. You are having TDR reverse charge on your head, hanging knife, going to fall on you. Hanging sword indeed, actually. If you want to escape from the hanging sword, reverse charge on TDR, Mr. Developer, what you should do is ensure that all your flats are booked. Now your mind voice is able to be heard. Sir, I am still thoroughly confused. Sir, I may sell, I may not sell, sir. What is the problem of the lawmaker, sir? TDR reverse charge will be there if you are not selling. TDR reverse charge will not be there if you have sold out everything before completion certificate. Sir, is he a marketing manager for my company to see that I'm by force selling it? What is the need for it? Logic is very simple. Very simple. Sir, if you are selling all your flats, booking all your flats before completion certificate date, if you are booking as a developer in a JDA, all your flats got booked, what will happen? You have committed to pay GST for all the flats. Scenario B, nothing sold, bad time. What will happen? All flats will be there in your hand, completion certificate will come to your hand. You will sell all the flats as immovable property, registering and paying state stamp duty. Will you or not? If you are paying that as immovable property, transfer and stamp duty is paid, then no GST will be paid by you. Lawmaker there pokes his nose and says that if you are giving guarantee by booking the flats well in time before completion, that you will pay guaranteed GST to me, I am allowing you on concession, no reverse charge on TDR. No, sir, I'm just having most of the flats or some of the flats or all the flats unbooked till the completion date. What is the punishment for me? Punishment is you are having reverse charge on TDR, you have to pay, your landowner will not pay. Sir, my landowner is a registered person, sir, he is issuing invoice. Yes, that is the punishment. I'm talking about an unregistered landowner, which is what major story always. Now, having said all these things, now, if you are having any doubts to clarify about what we discussed, we can just quickly run through it. I'll just try to take the help of the organizers if needed also. You are able to see the questions on the screen itself, I believe.
Explain the last slide.
Yeah, that's the last slide.
Yeah.
That's the last slide. I'll just go back to the organizers. Again, we'll come to the question. I think they can easily handle the questions and share for the benefit of the listeners.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Prasanna sir, this is Mancharo. Actually, I could not. My video there is some technical problem.
Oh, I understand. Yes, sir.
Sir, can you come again about the last line?
Yes. What I'm saying is, if you can handle the questions and filter and tell, still perfectly okay. Or if you want me to show the Q&A on the screen itself for the benefit of the audience, I am ready to do.
Yeah, I request the question, sir.
Yes.
And before that, Prasanna sir, last line you told, no, sold out before OC.
Yes.
Just can you come back again on that, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, for the benefit of others also. See, what I was telling is, if completion certificate is issued to you in a JDA, all your or some of your flats are not sold. You are a JDA developer. You have some flats built for you. you are not able to get booked those flats. What is the punishment for you in GST? I'm using the word punishment just to make you to easily keep in your mind. That is not the meaning.
Yes.
What is the meaning? The lawmaker says that, Mr. Developer, I believed that you will get all your flats booked and you will pay GST to me as a construction company. I thought that you will do that. But knowingly or unknowingly, you have come to a stage where you will not pay any GST to me at all because you have completed your project. All flats are completed flats now. Now, for the completed flats, you won't pay me any GST because you are selling that as immovable property, registering in the State Stamp Duty Authority as sale of immovable property, land and building. You are registering and paying. That time you are saying that I won't pay GST. If you take that stand, then the lawmaker by 6/2019 read together with that one is saying that your TDR reverse charge will not go out. Read para 41A, 41B, you need to pay me the reverse charge. Sir, I'm not paying that one in case of completed outward supply because completed flats. Will you not leave me now? I will leave you because it is completed outward supply. Fine, okay. You are not going to pay me. But I won't leave you in case of reverse charge because I need money. Somehow I have to collect money from you. So reverse charge will definitely come and punish you if you are not able to satisfy a basic point that I have sold that, I have booked it. In other words, pay GST as a normal outward supplier, or you try to see that you are paying the reverse charge as a completed flat builder. Either of this. Just because you have completed your flats and you are denying to pay GST, you are not escaping. Your reverse charge is coming in respect of TDR. You can always ask that, sir, completed flats is outward supply, sir. My TDR is a reverse charge, sir. Where is the link? They have linked. Intelligently, what they have done is pay either for the construction work what you do, or accept in this case that you will pay reverse charge. Either of this. That's what the beauty of that actually. Okay.
Yes, sir. In the second case, sir, not sold completely means, for example, only some of the flats sold, some not done. The tax implications, sir. RCM, how to apply an entire thing? We have to apply RCM or only the balance part?
No, it is on the proportionate basis.
Proportionate basis. Good, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's simply on the proportionate basis. Mere numbers actually. Number of carpet area square feet. That is what is going to help you. That's very simple actually. Okay.
Great, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to Deepak. Over to Deepak. Can you read the question so that?
Yes, sir. So the first question from Annie Abraham. The builders, if the builder runs the residential association, in such cases, what is the nature of service?
Yes. Simple part is there is already a very good decided case. Prince Foundation versus Commissioner of Central Excise, Chennai 1, Chennai Sestat. But it's a service tax case. But what you need to note is what is happening there in a normal residential complex construction work. The residential construction company is acting as a custodian. I'm using the word borrowed from the judgment. It is acting as a custodian till a Residents Welfare Association, RWA, is formed. So there are 60 flats, sir. But in the initial stage, suddenly everybody on one single morning not coming and booking. Gradually it is getting booked. So what will you do? As a residential construction company, you will see that you will be collecting the money, gathering it, maybe subject to some genuine maintenance expense in the initial stage. You will retain the money. Once Residents Welfare Association is formed with a majority of buyers, you will hand over the money to them. This is what normal. So if you are having a separate scheduled bank account for this purpose and keeping the money, spending the money and transferring honestly without any benefit the money to the Residential Welfare Association, saying that I, as instructed by you people in an informal way, acted as a custodian, returning the money to you, I have not gained anything. Take the vouchers, expenses, details, I have not done anything at all. If you say, see, all are completely together to be read. If it is there, no GST on you. But in practice, it's totally different. One, there is a complete mess in respect of the RW forming. 2, you gain some benefit out of that one when you are collecting it. 3, it's a long period in which you are running on your own the maintenance services. In those cases and all, if your construction agreement is just reading that you will be a constructor only, you are taking the second supply. It is not a composite supply. You take a separate second supply, namely maintenance. So for maintenance, 18% will be applicable. So first case, custodian, keep the record straight, happy, you are escaped. But if you are not able to do that one, you are not escaping out of that, you are falling under the building maintenance services, you need to go for that and pay the 18% GST on that. Right. Next.
So the next question is from Mr. Raghavendra Ji. In case of a real estate project, the assessee has not opted for the old rate of 18%.
Okay.
Okay, then deemed rate applicable with effect from 1st April 19, that is 5% is applicable.
Correct.
Assessee has reversed the ITC in closing stock as on 31/3/2019 in the return for the month of September 19, while GST ITC 03.
Okay.
And paid the tax accordingly. The
Okay.
assessee has not filed the GSTR 9 yet.
Okay.
We want to file the same in response to the department notice for filing GSTR 9 for 18 and 19 and 1920.
Okay.
The question is whether the ITC reversal should be shown in GSTR for financial year 18-19 itself through the same return. It is done in September 19 by GSTR IT3 related to the closing stock as on 31/3/19, or ITC reversal by GST ITC 03 should be shown in GSTR 9 of 1920.
Okay.
Kindly clarify, sir.
This one line question, Raghavendra Garu, the question is very simple. What you wanted to do or what law wanted you to do is on 31/3/2019, but it is theory. Practically, to do all the work I already told you in detail, law itself gave time and you could have done only by September 19. When you are doing the 18-19 GSTR 9 and 9C reconciliation, you will definitely arrive at that value of the ITC, but reversal happened there subsequently. You can clearly show in reconciliation para 3 of the GSTR 9C, it will be there in 3 or 315. You can just see that, you can present it and say that in the remarks column, ITC reconciliation column, you can say that reversed in September 2019. Matter is of 18-19. GSTR 9 and 9C is of 18-19 only. But you can just show that because you are supposed to close that ITC by 31st March. So you show that only on September 2019 it was reversed. It's a matter of reconciliation. Right. Next. Sir, in 1920, what to do? Because in 1920, really this number is coming down. Actually, the number is coming down because of reversal. I am putting that in maybe in ITC 03 or maybe in by way of a GSTR 3B para number 4 reversal. I'm doing that in only in 1920. In 1920 again, when you are preparing it, this number will come down. To explain that, you will say that this is a reversal relating to 18-19 done belatedly in 1920. So an ITC which is not at all reversed in 9, automatically you will show and make it as a reconciliation item. In 1920 already done and gone out of the book, you will show that it gone out of book because of 18-19. I did not do anything at all. Opening, gone out, relating to 18-19. So in both the reconciliation matters will come, but it is pertaining to 18-19, clearly it will be worded. The words what you are explaining in 9C will perfectly make the person to understand as a reader that matter of 18-19 dealt in 1920. And a reader of 1920 will also be able to easily understand that it's a matter of 18-19 done in 1920. Perfect. In both places, reconciliation will come. No harm at all. You can do it. Next. It's not audible.
You're on mute, Deepak.
Sorry. Sir, is that 60 and 90 square meter limit for affordable housing home? Is it the limit fixed?
Yes, it's a fixed. It's very clearly fixed. No subjectivity. It's a fixed one.
The next question is from sir only. If I have a service of providing labor services like manpower, security, then also whether it will be covered under pure labor contract and attract GST, nil GST rate.
See, pure labor contract relating to the work, namely the construction work. See, security is generally a specially bus is the legal maxim. When you are having something in specific, it will supersede the general. See, for example, I say generally a chartered accountant from Chennai can deliver lecture to Hyderabad. So general. A man with a green tie, striped green tie, should never render lecture in Hyderabad. If I say, sir, generally a person from Chennai can lecture. Yes, generally. But green tie wearing person cannot be permitted. It's specific. Similarly, here also, when you are coming to the specific point saying that it should not be, you cannot do it. That's a matter of this. Okay, accordingly you can plan.
Okay.
Yes.
Next question is from CS Satyakrishna sir. Is GST applicable on performance incentive received on and above the agreed price for timely completion of the work?
Okay. See, consideration, if you are receiving in any form, whatever consideration you are trying to say, maybe for better work, kind of things and all, it's all a consideration. You can always query that, sir, that is for my special work, sir. That is for, that is a special tax for the special work. That's all. So consideration is a very broader term. Are you receiving that money relating to service or not? That's a question. You are a very kind-hearted man. That is why the buyer is giving you 1 crore rupees extra to you. Is it? You are a contractor. You did a contract. You did a service which is taxable. You did it in time. There was a pre-accepted term which made the person to pay additionally 1 crore rupees. But that 1 crore rupees is towards the supply. Section 15 of CGST Act, if you go through, you will fully be satisfied that this kind of excess money is also falling under the coverage. So it's a composite matter actually. Doing a best service, earning more money still makes you. For example, chartered accountant completing the tax audit, 1 lakh rupees is the fees accepted. Compelling the chartered accountant, the client is saying that please raise a bill for 1.5 lakh rupees. I never expected that such a quick but quality work you will be able to do. No, sir, this year you have to increase your fees, he says. 1.5 lakh rupees. Still, because you are chartered accountant, still because you did a tax audit, he is paying 1 or 1.5 lakh rupees. That makes no difference. So it is falling under the same category only, liable. Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Next question is from Ramakrishna sir. Can the 2/3 value of the total price be applied to value of the flats allotted to owners also? For example, 12,000 per SFT is the total flat price for outsiders and taxable value is 8,000. So will this 8,000 be adopted to the value for the land allotted to the landowner?
Precisely. What we have been discussing is what the gross value applied for a person who is an independent buyer purchased nearest to the date of the JDA is the same value for the land value. Sir, landowner never purchased land at all, sir. Yes, perfectly. That is the reason why the wrong loading relating to land value removed as it is done for the independent buyer. Say, for example, in your given example, for 12,000 rupees per square feet, if it is charged to the third party independent buyer, same 12,000 rupees shall be treated for the purpose of landowner also. Sir, but landowner is not purchasing land. Yes, remove the land value. Remove the land value, construction value only is taxed. What is the construction? Again, you are coming to the 2/3 value, apply the 3.75, 3.75. The same result what you are getting for an independent buyer comes here also. So the same rate for this one. What you need to do is a reasonably comparable flat in the nearest time. That's very important. Try to see that. That's all. Next.
Sir, the questions are coming only. I'll take few selected.
Yeah, of course, you can select. Yes.
For free material,
yes.
there is no transfer of title in the property involved. It is already belong to the recipient, hence not included in the value. Is it the basis right, sir?
Yeah, okay. No, the question I just explained in detail also. See, just because the title is not transferred, whether it is forming part of the value or not is not decided actually. What you are accepted to deliver to the other person is important. A contract is saying that, say for example, this is a pen. It is having a cap and it is having a special emblem of chartered accountants, a symbol. So I made an order to one manufacturer, pen manufacturer. I told the pen manufacturer that I need a pen having this emblem, I told. This is the construction, this clear idea to him. So he is bound to give me the full pen with the same kind of the emblem. But I say to him that I need a pen. That's all. This kind of pen. I never told about this. I told that it is my scope. It is not your scope. As long as a pen is serving normal purpose, it's a pen. And I have just told him to manufacture a pen only. I told that end of the day, I will be giving this, you please fit it. For fitting, you charge me. That's okay. That's not a problem at all. But material is mine. You don't charge because it is not in your scope. If I say the contract is the one which is decided. See, just because a technical title transferred or not is there, it is not at all deciding whether to be added or not. It is only the substance of the contract which is decided. Drafting is to be done very carefully. You have to see that what is the scope. The scope is supposed to be logical and meaningful, where if you are able to say that limited scope is there for the developer perfectly, that is the scope, for that only is liable. Where additionally certain things are done by the recipient, which cannot be and need not be in the scope of this person, you can exclude. Title transfer or not is not at all a matter to be the decision-making part. It is not going to be the deciding factor at all. Okay, right, next.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ramakrishnan sir has asked, sir, in case of RREP, suppose a commercial portion is sold to a person, the GST effective rate is 5% or it will be the normal commercial rate?
No, as I claim, complete. Yes.
Yes, sir. For RREP project, if the commercial portion is sold to the buyer.
No, the matter is very clear, sir. As I was telling you, in a case of an RREP, you just see that entirely it is becoming a construction company's work actually. You are not identifying that as commercial or this one. It's a project entitled for 5% straight. That's something. Commercial building separately is totally different. You are having an identified thing and that is coming. That is the reason why RREP is getting a status actually. It's an entire one. It's a residential complex. That's why you see that actually. So accordingly, that rate will be under the same 5% party only. You will be going for that, right? Next.
Sir, Mohan sir has asked, there is, as we know, under residential complex, there is no GST after construction is complete. Will the model of having an alternative business vehicle where all the potential flat owners pays money to company 1 and in turn company 1 gives a loan to company 2 which does the construction. Company 2 complete the construction, transfer flats to the flat owners. All flat owners pay stamp duty on full value. Finally, company 2 repays back the loan to company 1. So, how is the taxability of this transaction?
Fine. The question is very simple. When the money comes in advance, you have a doubt that they are giving money and the company is constructing. If the money is given to someone else, through them, the money comes here to the company as a loan to the construction company and it's completed. Then after loan is the matter which is there in the stamps and end of the day is there. Fine. Now the question is there a pattern? That's all the thing, nothing more than that. It can be done. I'm not, I'm just straight away answering to the given question actually. It can be done. Yes, it can be done. You can say that I gave to that company, sir. I'm not sure what the company did. And the end of the day, we went there, we are all surprised. All the 96 buyers went there to the borrowing company and asked, where is my money? They said that I have given the money to that company. I went to that company. Hey, what happened to the money? Oh, I see, I have invested in this one. If you want, I will give you the flat I told. All of us incidentally decided, all the 96 people incidentally decided, yes, okay, we will waive that loan, you give me the flat. Then it got arranged, their loan got closed and we got the flat. If this design can be convinced by all these people as incidental one without any intention behind that, you can do. But I can tell you, even a very simplest person, not necessarily to be a bright and intelligent person from the department, and an easy person, he can say that it's a colored device. You do, but see the pattern. The money comes here, then get transferred. The money comes here, then get transferred. If he's putting a simple chart and putting a VLOOKUP chart, you will be able to see the clear design. Money comes, goes, comes, goes, comes, goes. Then finally, flat comes, loan goes. Then what is this actually? It's a design. And they will be doing a corporate vending and try to see that who is there in this company, who is there in the company. Incidentally, if it is common, little more risk actually. So theoretically, the answer is yes. Practically, the answer is highly risky. That's the answer. In a small level, if you do, that's okay. For 3 flats, 5 flats, it's okay. For big flats, I am not supporting this because it's a collider device. It will be easily be found out by a simple inspector level officer, not necessarily a high level investigation officer or somebody. Simple inspector will find out. So that's very clear. Is that money comes, goes. We will identify and see that this is an so this is not a loan, it's an advance actually. That's what they will be saying. So it's a thing to be done with a lot of practical niceties. That's what I can say. Next.
When only a JD agreement is entered in between the landowner and developer without a power of attorney being executed, will TDR be applicable?
No. See, joint development agreement itself is acting as a power lending document only. You know, there will be invariably a clause. You can ask me that which joint development agreement I am having in my hand. You did not read at all, sir. How you are saying? I can see. You see that. On a given particular day, your men and material can enter, take the possession of the land and do the process necessary. I am authorizing you to carry out the development process subject to statutory authorities, applications and representation. It will be there. If it is not there, it is not JD at all. If it is there, then what more is required there to be a power of attorney? What power of attorney is doing? On behalf of you, whatever you want, you are doing it. Fine. What JD is telling? On behalf of me, the landowner, you, the developer, do whatever to be done for developing it. That's all. So, absence of a power of attorney document in specific is not a serious matter actually, because JD is acting as a very comprehensive document. Enough. You can see that. Without this word, you will not see the JD. If you see, that is not JD. That's all. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Well, there are many questions, sir. What if you will just mail you the questions and
welcome.
that will be. And
Yes.
the last question I'll take, sir.
Yes.
Is the exemption on TDR is applicable for residential and commercial both?
Now, see, the TDR related matter, what we have discussed is all relating to the residential matters. Whatever we are saying that sold, unsold, all these stories are now. Commercial, we're not having any exception at all. You need to see that you are taking a passage. That's all thing. Okay.
Chairman, sir, it's already 8:20. Shall we stop here?
Yes. Yeah, Prasanna sir is battled like Virat Kohli.
Yes.
He had hand over almost at within a 5 minutes we have hand over and almost he has taken up to 8:22 without any break or any stop.
Yes.
Excellent presentation, sir. Really beautiful. And first, generally I don't sit for a GST class, but today you made me to sit without laying away 1 minute.
No, credit goes to only the subject, not to me. Thank you.
That's the presentation, sir. Thank you so much for your excellent presentation.